Hi, everybody. My name is Bharat Narayan. I am super excited to share with you a framework to build a data strategy for your organization. I have worked with many organizations, public sector as well as in private sector. Uh, I keep hearing there's a solid need for a structured and systematic way to build data strategy and industry best practices as to how to do it. So this framework I would like to share with you. Let me share my screen. Here you go. I hope everybody can see. All right, so let's talk about this practical framework. What is why this framework at all? Why can't we just build a data strategy based on whatever we know about what the company has, organization has? So this framework has been really helpful in building data strategy in a very structured, systematic way, and it has helped many organizations, including the client organizations where I have had the opportunity to help them develop data strategy. The real challenge here is one is to wanting to develop data strategy, and the other one is to actually create. That's where the most organizations struggle. When we are talking about best practices from successful implementations, the company also want success factors learned from other organizations and proven methodologies, frameworks, and things like that. And what they really need is a concrete step-by-step process, practical templates they can use um, immediately and with proper guidance and clear pathways. So that is exactly what this framework is seeking to accomplish. And let's take a look at it. So there is a systematic guidance that you can have as a step by step, like I said, to guide through the formal process, ensuring nothing is overlooked in the strategy development. And also for generating ideas, there are structured approaches that can be utilized, and also built-in documentation that also a structured way to communicate the strategy and rational and implementation approach to stakeholders. So this template is very comprehensive, it's flexible, and we can use it in its entirety for a detailed strategy. And it ensures we address everything that is necessary to making the intentional decisions about the scope. So this is the very important part of the framework. The framework has a simple three part structure. The what we call this one is a contextualization, ideation, and prescription. The contextualization is where the company or the organization understands what it wants to accomplish, what data assets exist within the company, within the organization. In ideation is where the systematically generating and evaluating business use cases that leverage data to drive measurable improvements in business performance. The third one is the prescription. The prescription is where they're creating a detailed implementation roadmaps with projects, timelines, budgets, and success metrics that brings ideas to life. So one builds over the other. So this three-part is quite involved, very intense um, process. And let's get into what it takes to do contextualization next. In contextualization, we understand the starting point. Where exactly the organization stands today? What does it want to accomplish? And why those goals really matter? What is the purpose? And then the foundational work that prevents the data strategy development in a vacuum. And this will be a very much a teamwork. It will needs to be approached from both organization perspective as well as a data perspective. When it comes to organization perspective, what we are looking at is how the data strategy must align with corporate strategy, supporting and enabling the vision, mission, and business priorities of the organization. And from the data perspective, understand how data affects the business, identify the potential impacts, and take an inventory of existing data assets for strategic use. So this contextualization involves what generally we do as SWOT analysis as part of any strategy project, but this one is a SWOT purely from a data perspective. What are the strengths? How does our existing data capabilities that give competitive advantage? The weakness is where the data gaps, quality issues, and capability limitations holding our organization back, and what opportunities are there. External trends, market conditions, note external data that can actually complement, that can be exploited, and that can be leveraged through a better data utilization. And the threats, what challenges, external challenges, whether it is through competitors or other organizations that could be a threat if the data capabilities are not strengthened properly. So this data SWOT analysis provides that structured methodology to capture all those observations about the data situation, categorizing those insights that will directly inform the strategic priorities. From there, we go to ideation. From ideation is where from the concepts, we go to the quantified use case, where we talk about the systematic ideation generation is not about just random brainstorming sessions. It is about systematically generating data-driven use cases, that each use case, such that each use case is clearly linked to a business performance. That is where the quantitative prioritization comes in, where applying selection criteria through a formal model, through objectively prioritize ideas, consider factors like strategic fit, required investment, expected ROI, and so on. So for this quantitative approach, removes bias and ensures best ideas are raised to the top. With this ideation, the next step is the actual prescription to the roadmap to the implementation. With the prioritized use cases, we go ahead with define the projects, the scope, the changes, timeline, and budget, and set success metrics, and building a tracking dashboard for that. And why this methodology should work, and why it works, is there's a clarity at three levels. One is the clarity of origin, where exactly the organization stands. There's a clarity on that, and grounding the strategy in an organizational reality rather than the aspirational thinking. Second level of clarity is on the opportunity. What opportunities are out there to really leverage the data as a competitive advantage? Systematic ideation reveals that and full evaluates a full range of possibilities. And next is the clarity of destination, which is the prescription transforms selected ideas into more actionable plans with clear timelines, responsibilities, budgets, and success metrics. This three-phase approach creates a logical progression from assessment through innovation to execution, ensuring the data strategy is practically sound. Yeah, for us, are you ready to build your data strategy? With this introduction to this comprehensive methodology, this framework actually provides everything that you need to move from concept to execution, whether you are starting from scratch or refining an existing approach. These systematic steps ensure you develop data strategy that aligns with business priorities, leveraging the existing assets, and really going after the high value opportunities and to deliver measurable results. With that, we will be picking up, diving deep into the contextualization work and ideation techniques next in upcoming videos. And stay tuned, and thank you for watching.